How's it going, YouTube? Just thought I'd make a quick video here for y'all about my Colt 1911. This is my carry pistol. Um, I've done quite a few modifications on it. The model number on this is a Colt O1980XSE model, and I remember when I was shopping for it, I just couldn't find any good YouTube videos, and so I decided I would make one. Kind of hypocritical that I couldn't find one. I was getting mad at people for not making them, and so figured I should make one. First of all, start out with safety check it, and we're clear. So this gun, this is my first 1911. It's a very, very beautiful pistol. But before we get started, I just wanted to say I'm recording this video on my MacBook, so I think the image is going to be reversed. I figured this was probably the best way to do it because I don't have a really nice HD camera to make a video with, and I didn't really want to do it on a cell phone and piss everybody off. And so I figured, hey, I've got a nice 720 HD camera on my MacBook, might as well make it on the MacBook and see how she turns out. So I'm sorry, just be glad I didn't do it on a phone. So first thing you notice about this gun is it's got these rosewood grips. Now if you've seen pictures of them, they look really, really red. I mean, they almost look about as red as this shotgun shell, and or even brighter than that. But they're very nice, deep red. They almost look brown, but as you can see, they still have kind of a maroon tint to them. They just look gorgeous on the gun. When I first got the gun, I was thinking about swapping these grips out and putting something else on it, maybe some Crimson Trace laser grips on them with a green laser, and I still think I might want to do that, but I'm not 100% sure about it just yet. I really, really like these grips. They just give you a good solid grip on the gun, and they look gorgeous. They just really complement the gun nicely. Other thing about this gun is, yes, it's a 45 ACP. It's a Colt government model, full size. It's got front and rear cocking serrations, and it's even with the hammer cock. That's still quite easy with either the front or back, any angle you do it. It's just really easy to cock. No troubles at all, hardly. Other thing about this gun is that, yes, it does come stock with a full-length guide rod. Now, a lot of people around YouTube and forums tell me that a full-length guide rod is actually detrimental to the gun. I haven't really found that to be so. I've only done mods on this thing if I felt like they were necessary and I could actually feel a difference in the gun. But honestly, that full-length guide rod, I've shot GI guide rods, I've shot full-length. I can't tell a difference, honestly. So if you want to swap it out, but I didn't notice a difference in either shooting a GI. Of course, I never put a GI in this exact gun, but I've shot other GI guide rod length 1911s, and I didn't really notice a difference, so full-length GI doesn't really matter to me. Other features about this gun, single action trigger, of course. I'm assuming most of the people that are going to be watching this video already know quite a bit about 1911s, but I'm just going to go over the features very quickly, and then I'm going to kind of talk about the mods I've done to this gun briefly. The other thing about this gun is the mainspring housing. Let's get it to focus on that right there. Now, if you can see this mainspring housing right here, which if you don't know is this piece right here, it's polymer. It's a plastic piece, and I'm not a fan of it. That's the next and last mod I'm going to be doing to this gun, is swapping out this mainspring housing. It is terrible. It's plastic. I cannot get a good grip on it. The serrations on it, as you can see, are just lines. They just go up and down. There's no grip to them at all. My hand just slips right over them. I mean, there's just no grip to them at all. So I really, really don't like that about the gun, that it came stock with those. I'll just decock the hammer really quick so you guys don't freak out. I'm pointing a gun at myself, kind of. Um, yeah, I gotta get rid of that. That's the next thing I'm gonna swap out. I'm gonna get a Wilson Combat, uh, one piece, all metal, mainspring housing that also comes with a mag well, and it's just all one piece, and it's gonna set me back about $180. And I think that's probably gonna be one of the last mods I do to this gun. But other than that, it's a great pistol. Again, it doesn't come with the front strap checkering, which I wish that it had, but I don't know. I've thought about maybe having it done, but I kind of like the look, the nice smooth look. But I want to swap out the mainspring housing and get a nice checkered metal mainspring housing from Wilson Combat back there and see how it feels after that, because again, that's the other thing that kind of bugs me about this gun is it doesn't have that nice front strap checkering. Let's see here. You can see it says right there, Colt government model automatic caliber 45. It's got that nice little Colt pony over here behind the hammer, or in front of the hammer, excuse me. On the reverse side, just says Colt government model, and then there's my serial number. There are some models of this gun I've seen that have a stamp, or it's been engraved, I'm not sure, right here on the right side of the slide that says 100 years of service, and this was the 2011 model. Now, I did not want that on my gun, so I went out of my way to find one that didn't have it, because it would have drove me insane. So, some of them do, some of them don't. Overall, this is a great gun. I love it. It's incredibly comfortable to carry. I have an inside the waistband holster, and I carry it at about the 6 o'clock, about 5:30 position. Here, I can show you my holster really quick. This is the holster that I use. It's a Mad Max holster from DeSantis, so it just tucks right inside my waistband. At first, it was nice and snug. It's a little looser now, but it still fits nicely. It's a great holster. I highly recommend it if you're planning on concealing a 1911. I'll do a video review of this holster and every other thing, every other little mod I've done to my gun over time, but I just wanted to show you that really quick. It's a great holster. I love it. People commented on it a lot that, you know, it just really conceals the weapon nicely. So let's get into the mods on this gun. So this gun itself was about $900, I think is what I paid for it. And the reason I didn't do this video review right away is so I didn't have like that, you know, that hype about the gun when you first get it. Come on, like everyone, when you first get a brand new gun, even if it's a piece of shit, everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. So I've had this gun 6 months, about 6-7 months now. And so I decided to do a video review now after I put a couple hundred rounds through it and really gotten a good feel for it. So the first mod that I did when I first got the gun was I swapped out the sights. Maybe you've already noticed them. Now the sights that came stock on these are, they were just, let's see if I have them over here. Here they are. Sights that I had on them originally, if I can get this package open, were just regular Novak sights with a dot. And I love these. They really look good on the gun, but I just wanted to have the nice sights. This is my personal defense weapon. It's my carry weapon. So I just really wanted to get those sights on there. And so I got some Trijicons. They're Trijicon HD night sights for the pistol and had them installed. Just a word to the wise though, again, I'm going to be doing a video review separately about these sights, but just a word to the wise, if you plan on getting these sights, make sure they fit your gun, because I had to pay an extra $50 to get them properly mounted to my gun by a professional gunsmith, because just a regular gun shop didn't have the proper tools to fit the sights. The front sight was the problem, but like I said, I'll do a video review on these sights specifically, and my screen's falling asleep. And I'll get into these sights quite a bit, but they're great. Just got the tritium inserts. It's just the 2 dots right here, and then you got a front tritium insert and a photosensitive ring on the front sight. I won't really talk about these, like I said, I'll do it in another video, but they're great sights. I love them. And it's got this notch right here for one-handed operation. You can do it on a desk. You can do it on just about anything. You can hook it onto a belt, and you can charge the weapon one-handed just by using that. You can, like I said, you can charge it on just about anything. A corner of a desk, a belt. You can charge it on a lot of things. So those are great. I really like those. They really pop out at you. They're all metal. And then the other modifications I've done, maybe you've noticed if you've been looking into buying one of these pistols, you'll notice that the trigger is different. That's because it is. Now the original trigger I did not like for various reasons, and this was my original trigger. It came stock, was a stainless steel looking trigger, and I just wasn't a fan of it. It just didn't match the gun. The gun's all blued, and so to have a stainless steel trigger, it just looked stupid to me, and it just didn't look right. The hammer, some of you might say, well, that's stainless steel too, but actually it's only really stainless steel on the sides. Everywhere else it's blued, so on the back of the hammer it's blued, even right where it hits the firing pin it's blued. So that little bit doesn't bother me, but the trigger itself really bugged me, and so I decided to have it swapped out. And so I got a Wilson Combat trigger, and it was the 190B, if I remember correctly. Yep, it's 190B from Wilson Combat. So I put that trigger in there. And while I was having that trigger installed, I had them do a trigger job on my gun. If you don't know what a trigger job is, go find out in another video or on a forum, but basically a trigger job just takes the already immensely light trigger pull of a 1911 and makes it lighter. Now stock, this trigger was about 7 pounds, give or take, 7.5 maybe. It was a pretty bulky trigger, not too bad though for a single action. I really liked it, but it just felt kind of clunky. Something kind of always felt off about it. So I decided to have a trigger job done and have this nice Wilson trigger put in, mainly because of aesthetics, but I don't want to say it feels better, but I don't know, something about the metal, I don't know, maybe it's Wilson uses a different metal. I just like the feel of this trigger better. It just feels better for some reason. So I had a trigger job done, and now I'm sitting at about 4 pounds on this trigger. So I'll just kind of show you how light it is. That's how light it is. It's really incredibly light. I haven't had an accidental discharge with it or a negligent discharge because of how light it is. I really think it's a necessary mod for all 1911s. It just feels great having a nice, really light trigger, and it breaks very, very cleanly. It already was a great trigger. Like I said, the Colt trigger is great, but after I put this Wilson in and had the trigger job done, it was that much better. But that wasn't the only thing I did when I had the trigger job done. I also took out some parts you can see here. Now that was a Series 80. This gun used to be a Series 80 firing system, and if you don't know what a Series 80 firing system is as opposed to a Series 70, the difference is basically an extra safety inside of the gun. So I won't really get into what that means, but that's basically what it is. And I've heard from a lot of people that it just slows down the gun. It just kind of hurts the trigger pull and makes it heavier. So I decided to get a trigger job done, swap out this trigger, and switch it to a Series 70. So I took these parts out and put in a little blocker that kind of, what's the word, deactivated that safety. I don't really want to say deactivated, but just blocked it really. But now, as you can see, it's just a great smooth trigger. It already was smooth, but I remember the last time I'd shot it versus the first time I'd shot it after the trigger job, and it was an incredible difference. It just felt amazing. It was like I was shooting it for the first time. So that was one of the other mods that I had done to it. Oh, one other thing real quick. like I said, it came stock with the skeletonized trigger, skeletonized hammer, right and left or ambidextrous safeties. You can do it with either hand, and I love that. I love that ambidextrous safety. It's really smooth. It just feels good. What else? Just the base gun itself. There's not much to see. Then some of the other mods I've done to this, well, not necessarily mods, but I decided to pick up some Wilson Combat mags. Let's see if you can catch that logo there. Wilson Combat right there. Let's get my old mags out and I'll let you see those. So I bought 3 Wilson Combat magazines, and the reason for that is these were the original mags that came with my Colt. They're 8 round. They're a decent magazine. You can see there it says Colt 45 auto, 8 round. It's got the pony. I did not like them. I wasn't very impressed with these mags. They shoot fine. They operate okay. The main reason I hated these mags is because of this. See how hard it is to get in there? I just had a difficult time because the magazine just falls flush with the gun. And it's beautiful for aesthetics. It just, you know, slides right in there, and you know, you run your finger across it, you wouldn't even know a magazine was there. But it just drove me crazy because I would have to slap the mag in there, and I'd pinch my hand, or I'd have to put my thumb on it like that to get it in. So I just had to get rid of these mags, and so I got these Wilson ones, and I got 3 of them, like I said, and they are amazing. I love them. Again, something about the Wilson metal, it just feels better. When the mag drops out of the gun, it just feels smoother for some reason. I don't know, you'd have to mess around with it yourself to know what I'm talking about. But the real reasons I like this gun, or these mags, is not only does it have these nice little windows, like the Colt mags, yeah, they had them too, but there's something about them that was kind of off. It was a little weird. I just like these, how it was straight down, and it had the counters all the way to 8. And they're just really nice, well-built mags, and these come with a steel base pad here. These are the nicest mags that Wilson Combat makes. I got these mags, how much? I think I got them for $140 for 3, and so that was a pretty good deal, I figured. But they're the Wilson Combat 500 BC HD, and they are fantastic. They're elite tactical magazines. They're just really good mags all around. And again, I'll be going through, I think, maybe doing a review of all of these different little things that I've done to the gun, so you can get a better feel for them. But I just wanted to do a quick video for y'all so you could see kind of what the gun looked like, how it functioned, a few other little things. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to call me a douchebag and troll a little bit, hit me up in the comment section below, and I'd love to answer any comments or questions that you may have. And I'll just show you one last thing, and that was the box that came in, just the Colt blue. I don't really use the box. It's just been sitting in my closet because I'm constantly carrying the gun. It's always with me, so nothing too special, just regular box, some NRA stuff, a safety, pin plug, or a pistol plug, I mean. So, box, nothing too special, but that's basically my 1911, and I love it. It's amazing. Like I said, I just want to do that one last mod and get rid of this mainspring housing, and I think I'm going to be done. So overall, I'll probably sink about 1680 into this gun, give or take, with everything. And like I said, I dropped about 900 on the gun itself. And I know what you're thinking, you should have just bought a Wilson. Yes, I love Wilson, and one day I will buy a Wilson, but the Wilson I wanted to buy was about $7,000. So I just figured, you know what, for my first 1911, I'm gonna make it a Colt. It's a classic, it's a beautiful gun. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, again, like and subscribe. and hit me up.